Good morning, Unity of Sarasota. How's everybody today? Welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. That's a song that John Stringer wrote. So, and John Stringer is our special guest. You hear more about him in just a little bit. But we're going to start up once we get the slide up.
There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love and welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here, and you are welcome here. See when the eyes allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love and welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here, and you are welcome here. And breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you, and all that you feel, and all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, oh, oh. When we unite. Yeah, yeah. Oh, when we unite. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here, and peace is welcome here. You are. Can you sing that with me? You are welcome here. Come on. You are welcome here. Love is welcome. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here. Great job. Thank you.
Good morning. Isn't that nice to know you're already welcome? And I haven't even said anything yet. Good morning. I'm Reverend Amy Zay, and I welcome all of you here for this special Sunday. They're all special, but this one really is. We have a guest speaker, and did you notice? Where did he go? Oh, there you are. You just poof. John Stricker is wonderful singer. Sorry, we have a Stricker and a singer, so thank you. Wasn't he terrific? Great way to start. What we're going to start with is our first-time visitors. And since we have a plethora of them here, because we have a birthday girl that decided her birthday was going to last for 4 days, and, and so they came from all over. So for all of you that are here, including the birthday girl's friends, would you stand up if this is your first time here? Yay! Okay, stay standing because I want to know where you're from. Ooh. Okay. Go ahead and give them. Okay. Where are you from? Tampa. Good. And and the beautiful lady with the red hair, where are you from? Atlanta. Oh, you're Atlanta. And the two on the end, are you from? We're from Sarasota. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Sarasota. We love Sarasodians. Is there anyone over here that's here for the first time that I missed? What we've given you are the beads that we hand out normally for our first-time visitor. So you'll remember your day here and treasure it. They're wonderful. And you can put them on and know that you are a first-time visitor, and somebody will get you your coffee first. But only if you have the beads on. So we have a welcome table out front that has welcome packets on it. So please pick one up, and there's a card on the back you can fill out with your contact information, so we'll know where you are and how to get in touch with you. So please do that. That would be wonderful. And we also have our live stream going on, so please wave to those people out there and let them know we're here, and we welcome you to join us someday. That would be terrific. And remember, wherever you are on your own special spiritual journey, and you are always welcome here. We are a beacon of light and love. And we know that wherever we are, and I can't find my script, but that's okay. We have a board member that we have on duty every Sunday, a different one, so you get to know them. So today is Ginger, and she always sits way in the back, so you have to kind of turn around. She has beautiful blonde hair. She'll be sitting at the round umbrella table in Fellowship Hall. So if you have any questions at all, please find Ginger, and she will help you and answer any question and take suggestions as well. Now I found it. Unity of Sarasota is a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. We are an inclusive, spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for a richer living right now. We join with Unity Worldwide Ministries, creating a world that works for all. Now, we have a few things to share with you. We want to let your friends know that you're here. So if you have a way of sharing on your phone or whatever, let them know where you are and invite them to come and join us. We have a Wednesday evening service that's terrific. Starts at 7, and we have music and inspiration and prayer. It's really special. So I invite you. Susie plays the flute, beautiful music, and it's a wonderful time. So Rob is now going to have us join him in our unity song.
Dave, if you would get the air, there is what I want to sing. Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard, every thought and feeling, every spoken word what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Now I invite you to join with us in our, I think I'm supposed to pray now. Okay. Oh, no, here we go. Our statement of being. Okay, together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. And we are individualized expressions of God. Let us pray. Living, loving God, we are gathered here together to celebrate the presence of you within us, the awareness of the presence of you within us, the presence of the Holy Spirit that's active and living and loving and breathing through us. We celebrate this awareness. We know it will stay with us day by day, moment by moment, as we become aware of the presence of God within each of us. We need to be aware of it moment by moment. That living Christ is within us, guiding us, helping us, suggesting to us. So we listen. Once we're aware of this, we begin to listen and hear that divine ideas, the divine support, those wonderful suggestions that are there, and they're within us. But we have to listen, and we have to hear them, and then we have to act on them. But with that awareness of that Christ within, we are able to walk forward, walk into a new experience, whatever it might be, and come out successful. That is the gift that has been given to each of us. So don't let it go anywhere. Use it. Use it. And know that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're in the right and perfect place and time when we listen to that voice within. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. Okay, now I get to introduce John. In case you haven't noticed, we do have this wonderful, handsome young man with us today, and a very, very, very talented. He's a life teacher, a speaker, an author, singer, songwriter. He has a passion for music, if you didn't hear it before. He believes in community expansion, limitless love and light. He's toured the countries, been in 9 countries, all over the world. John's music has been featured on major television networks. He tours and shares his message of healing through songs, inspired teachings, some of which can be found in his new book, The Abundance Vibration, A Guide to Enlightenment. Isn't that powerful? The abundance vibration. Wow. We're going to have a table in Fellowship Hall after the service, so he will have his product there so you can see his books and his CDs and any of those new ideas that are constantly coming to him that he is building on. So, John, will you stand now so we can all say,
Thank you so much. I'd love to share a song with you that is really a prayer. It's a prayer of gratitude. Look in any situation, and I say yes. I say yes. Let my body be a vessel. Let my soul be a temple. Yes, yes. And I say yes. Great Spirit, I say yes. Surrender, I say yes. I'll give up everything that keeps me from knowing you, knowing the truth. And oh, I say yes. Father, Mother, I say yes, yes. You know I lift my do what you will and let your love flow through me. Can you sing that with me? Take my hands and take my hands. Do what you will, my voice, and take my voice. Do what you will, my all, and take my all. Do what you will and let your love flow through me. One more time, take my hands and take my hands. Do what you will, my voice, take my voice. Do what you will in my all, take my all. Do what you will and let your love flow through me. future, and I say yes. I surrender, and I say yes, 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 yes. Great Spirit, I say yes, yes. Father, Mother, I say yes, yes, to your love, yes. Oh, 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 and I say yes, yes. Great Spirit, I say yes, yes. Father, Mother, I say yes. Yes, to your love, yes, yes, and I say yes. Great Spirit, I say yes. Father, Mother, I say yes. To your love, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
I needed that. So grateful to be with you all. And first, just real quick, join me in a round of happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robin. Happy birthday to you. It is because of this wonderful dear sister that we are down here to get the opportunity to share with you all today. Thanks to her invitation and the wonderful weekend we've already had. And the party just gonna continue. We're not done yet, right? I think Monday's the official day, right? We started Friday. So it's been a wonderful time. We're just grateful to be down here, to be enjoying this community, be enjoying our dear sister Robin and her friends, meeting a lot of wonderful souls, and just having a wonderful time together. So I am always grateful to share because the way I share is really a demonstration of the message. The title of this message is Peace, Be Still, Listening to the Knowing. And that's really all I do. When I receive a title, I listen, be still and listen. I get the title, I write it down, I send it to a center. And then the day I show up, I get still, I listen, and I let whatever message is to come through. Literally, that's how I do it. It's the easiest speaking engagement I've ever had in my life. Because there is an intelligence that knows what needs to be said, and literally coming in, I have no idea what I'm gonna say until I actually get up here, and that's okay. I know other people do that as well, so I'm not alone in doing it, but I've learned to trust that intelligence, because that intelligence knows way better than I know. Sometimes that intelligence tells me, okay, write out some notes beforehand. And I'm like, all right, you know what's going on, you know what I need to do. But in this case, I was told to do what I typically do. Now, recently, my wife and I had a wonderful talk together. This was amazing. Actually, last Sunday, we spoke at Unity North Atlanta as a couples talk. And we had a whole different route preparing than I am used to, right? Maybe than she's used to as well. But it was perfect because it brought the balance of our styles, our preferences, our ways of listening together. Now, my wife is, if you've heard of DISC, behavioral science, my wife would be considered a C. So D is kind of the dominant, in the moment. Let's do it my way. I don't need a plan. I'll get up and do kind of like what I do, right? I is the party person who is like, you know what? I can see the vision and wants to be the life of the party and have a good time. Might be Robin, I don't know. I'm not sure. The S is like my wife. She is very social and a planner. She's very people-oriented and can follow a plan and execute and make sure everybody feels good, right? I'll get to the contrast of that in a minute. And then the C is the type of personality that is very data-driven, looks at the spreadsheets, figures everything out, comes up with the plan. You might have a little bit of that in you too, actually, now I think about it, because she comes up with everything. The plan is no joke. Robin doesn't miss a detail just about, right? That's a C, right? So that personality type is a behavioral style, like when you're doing something, how you show up. With my wife and I typically say when I'm preparing for a talk, I'm a D. Because all I need to do is get in the moment and listen. Not necessarily my way, but thy way, right? My way at the highway. So I listen to that highest intelligence and let that come through. My wife will plan. She's like, you know what? I want my plan. I want to see, I want to know what I'm talking about beforehand. All good. So how do you balance that? That's the fun part. Tell you another contrast that comes up with our son, right? My wife's like, you don't just put us on blast, the whole family? Of course. With our son, she's used to it, I'm kidding. With our son, when something happens, actually on the way down here, he started getting car sick, started doing his heavy breathing and all of that. We pulled over to the side, and she gets out and nurtures him, and I'm looking out the window, make sure he's all right. I was also on the phone, looking at him, okay, he's okay. He talks to us later. My wife's personality is very nurturing, whereas mine is in that moment, I'm looking, is he okay? Watching his body language. No, he's car sick, he's gonna be okay. So I'm a little more standoff and let him work through it. The difference there is in that specific situation, we learned that it triggered some things for our son. And he talked to my wife about it. Then he came to me later with her, and they wanted to know if I'd be willing to listen and hear what was going on. And he really felt hurt that I didn't come out with him and check on him and see. So I listened. I said, I understand where you're coming from, son. And I explained I was checking on him. He probably couldn't notice, but I understand where he's coming from. He wanted to be heard. He wanted to be acknowledged, and I understood. The beauty in that is, in that moment of difference and challenge, even when my wife brought it up first, actually, I had the wherewithal to be present and listen, to get still and listen. Even if something defensive would come up, to just get still and listen. And I listened to that knowing as well of how to respond in that moment. Thankfully, his delivery opened my heart too. That helps, because he was very hurt, right? He started to tear up and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, so that helps. But what I found is that power to get still, to be present with what's arising in us and not react, but instead consciously respond, to just get still and then choose versus the knee-jerk reaction. What do you mean? That's my natural response, actually, my conditioned thinking. It's ready to defend. What do you mean? Wait a minute. No, to listen, get still. That simple practice is a practice of presence. It's a practice of alignment, practice of being here now, right? What I've come to learn, though, and what many of us come to learn through these practices is being still doesn't mean the storm disappears. Being still doesn't mean magically, poof, no triggers. Being still is our response to tap into that power that transcends the storm. To tap into that power that gives us the wherewithal to be like that ascended master or that great teacher who said, peace, be still, and commanded the storm. We do have command over that storm, even though it may seem like it's automatic. Even though it may seem like people push our buttons, we have no control over the reaction. We do have a choice, and it's that ability to be still and tap into that innate knowing and listen to that knowing that helps us navigate. Now, I wish I could stand up here and say, I am a master at transcending the storm. I am a master, but I don't always choose to transcend. Sometimes I choose to swim in the storm and get rocked, right? And that's okay. We're all masters no matter what we choose. It's just being able to consciously choose. Do you want to keep being thrown by the storm, or are you ready to walk on water? Do you want to keep being thrown to and fro by the storm, battered in your boat, or are you ready to take command and say, peace, be still? That's the power we've been given. So, tell you a practical example, real world, that I hope makes sense. A year ago, this month, had surgery on my ankle. I love telling this story because it's the most painful experience I've had yet in my life. And I hope that's going to be the last most painful experience. But I broke my ankle 3 places, had surgery, got a plate put in with screws. If you're wondering how, I took my son skateboarding. We went to a cool skate park with the big ramps and all that, and I demonstrated something for him very badly. Now, I have to tell you this. It may sound unbelievable, but it is true. Before I went down the skateboard, I live my life this way. Like, I'm not telling you something I don't practice. Before I went down the skateboard ramp, I was nervous. And I was like, is it best and highest? I asked it that way. Is it best and highest for me to do this? And I got a very clear yes. I've been practicing this since 2008. So if I hear it, I'm just going to trust it. Went down the first time, bam, fell backwards, hit my hand. I'm like, oh, that hurt. Got up feeling embarrassed because my son and his little friends are standing watching me. And I'm like, all right. Now, the funny thing is they're trying to teach him how to do it. And I asked to see if I should demonstrate it to help him get over his fears. That's what I was doing. I'm like, okay, Spirit, should I do this? Yes. Bam, okay. That's interesting. I walk back up. The little kid is saying, and I think even my son is giving me tips, saying, you can't lean back that way, or you can't, it'll slip out. I'm listening. I'm like, okay, taking all this advice from 8-year-olds, and like, okay, they might know what they're doing, right? So then I check in again. I'm like, Spirit, should I try again? You can figure out what I got, right? Got a yes. Literally heard yes. Go down again. That's when I fall. I feel something. I look up, and my ankle is hanging that way, and I'm just present with it. I'm like, and I immediately grab it, push it out, feel some interesting feelings. I get up. I look down. Luckily, it looks regular. I try to walk. I'm like, nope, that's not going to work. So long story short, my wife comes and takes us to the hospital. They do the x-ray, says, wow, you said it almost perfectly. Now, the first lesson I got out of that was, just because you are listening to what's best and highest doesn't mean you aren't going to experience pain. Just because you are following inspired action doesn't mean you aren't going to go through trials. I know without question I was listening to Spirit and hearing the answer because I practice it so much. I've learned to listen to it and trust it. When I was on that couch in agony, calling out, help, saying, I don't understand. Why do we have to go through this immeasurable pain right now? What is going on? I'm meditating, I'm crying. My wife said it looked like I was giving labor. And I believe it. I was on the couch just moving and doing all kinds of stuff, tears streaming, and finally, I just begin to let Spirit come through. And I call it channeling, but to me, it's the same thing Jesus did. Jesus said, the words are not my own, they are the Father's, right? I just let the Spirit speak and came through, just began to flow. And that was for a half an hour period, I felt transcendence. The pain was still there, didn't change. The storm was there, doing its thing, and I didn't even suffer. No suffering whatsoever. I'm like, oh, this is what that's supposed to be. So the lesson for me was, doesn't mean you aren't going to go through the trial, but it does mean you will learn how to find that power within to transcend the suffering. So a lot of times, our spiritual practice, we think that they are to bring us to some incredible experience, and then when life actually shows up to teach us what it needs to teach us, we resist it, right? We're like, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for. You said go that way, I went that way. I didn't expect to be laying on the ground. What's going on? But the reality is, life knows what we need. Life brings us what we need, and it's not always wrapped up in a big bow and smells great. That's just the truth. It's not always what we favor, but it's what we need to find that power within. I was blessed to find that power within and experience something transcendent. And it wasn't the first time, mind you. I don't think it'll be the last time. But I think the important message is when we are going through the storm, the trials, if we can get still and ask, what is this for? What is this here to teach me? What's the medicine in this experience that I don't favor? And we listen, we get some surprising answers. If you are going through a time where you're wondering, how did this happen? How have I wound up here? Why is this happening? That might be a good time to get still. Might be a good time to go to the source. My wife and I have this conversation where we talk about whenever we are in a space where we're like, I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't know. That's the time to go to the knowing, right? We find ourselves saying that sometimes. I don't know. That is the time to go to the knowing, to seek and cultivate that practice. The other lesson is that the knowing is not beyond any of us. As that same wonderful teacher taught, the kingdom of God is within. It's not too high, so you can ask, how high is it? Too low, so you can't get to it. It's within you. It's here now. So any of us who choose can access its riches, to tap into that wellspring of knowing and power. Now, I'd love to give you all kinds of examples of beyond that. I've had so many wonderful experiences of transcendence, of non-separation of both time and space, of so many blessings, and hopefully you have too. I don't feel like I'm any different than you are. All I do is listen, and I get told what to do, and I show up and do it. That's all, right? So that doesn't make me special. I'm just listening. My encouragement to you is listen, because where it takes you is to be a light. I'm no different than anybody other than I've had my own unique experiences that I had to let go of the judgment of, right? Let go of the judgment of and not let define who I am, and instead tune in and listen to that other definition that was coming through crystal clear that tells me I'm an extension of source.
the Most High. You are an extension of Source, in that we are an incredible creation here to dance and play and to shine our light and to bring our gifts through when we listen, when we do what I hear as called align with the source of who we are and allow it to express our gifts. Each of us have incredible gifts. I mean, incredible gifts. Even your presence. It doesn't mean you gotta get up and play a guitar. You don't have to get up and sing a song. If you can take the time to breathe, be present in any moment, in any situation, align with that source, and allow it to guide you on how to even show up, how to vibrate in that moment. You can bring healing in ways that are unexpected, in ways that are tremendous just through your presence. There's a wonderful teacher named Eckhart Tolle, I think is how you actually pronounce it. I always thought it was Tolle. But he teaches that when we are present, we give the opportunity for others to tap into their presence. Similar to a tuning fork. When you hit that bell and all of a sudden it begins to resonate, maybe it's the key of A, and then my guitar is up here and you bring that tuning fork close, the A string begins to vibrate. It's just resonance. We have that ability to tap into a frequency through our own alignment, through our own choice actually, and through our very presence. Bring that wonderful energy to others. Those of us who choose to practice that internal mastery become the beacons of light that lift others during the storms. We're the ones who choose, regardless of what's going on out here, I'm going to tune into that transcendent frequency and bring through what's mine to bring through. And what we end up doing is bringing through harmony. So if this person's singing a note that seems discordant, we tune in and we bring harmony. And suddenly they begin to pick up on what we're singing, like, hey, that kind of is a nice counterpoint to what I was doing. And then they start dancing with us and flowing with us. Have you ever met someone who, when you first meet them, their vibe is a little standoffish or, how would you put it, abrasive or just uncomfortable, like you know something's going on. And you just decide to be loved. You just decide to be present, to breathe. One or two things end up happening. A, they come to you and they are somehow shifted and they begin to tune in. Or B, they come to you and they don't. But either way, you're not affected. Either way, you're tuning into your own power. And whatever happens with them is them. Either they shift and dance with you or they don't. But you remain still. Last lesson for this peace be still element. I remember a dear friend of mine, some of you may know him, Bob Sima, wonderful artist, great musician, gives me a call during this time I'm on the couch, recovering and healing. And he invites me to this wonderful group. And I remember him saying a few things that really resonated with me and matched something I tuned into the day before that I didn't know what to do with. But he begins to speak and he begins to tell me, hey man, I got this invitation for you, and just lays it out. I'm like, bro, I gotta read to you what I received yesterday. So in my moment of stillness, a practice I do in the mornings, we call it the Tri-Harmony Momentum. That's a long one. Tri-Harmony Momentum practice, right? Where we do mind, body, and spirit. We have these wonderful practices. During my morning practice, I'm
listening to Spirit, and I just write down what I receive as part of my journaling. And as that comes through, I hear when people come together, raising their frequency and raising their value, they can create abundance, because that's how it works. That resonance that they create together when they're all or each raising their frequency and their value creates that abundance. So I asked, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Just keep your mind on creativity. Don't think about competition, and be in that space for right now. Like, okay, next day I get the call. My buddy brings me something that matches that opportunity. So I'm floored, and my wife and I get involved and blown away. That was a year ago. And we've been blessed, so blessed with this wonderful abundance of community and spiritual practice, daily spiritual practice. But what's important is we're getting still together, raising our frequency together, and creating increased value together. And by doing that, when we're focused on listening to that knowing and doing what's ours to do, incredible things can happen. Our dreams can be fulfilled. How do you end up losing sight, though? Because there is the possibility of losing sight. Have you ever gotten into a relationship where you felt like the frequency was high, the value was high, and then the honeymoon was over? That's losing sight. How do you not lose sight? We've come up with some wonderful ways to collectively ensure we continue to get still and know and follow that inspired action. I'll share one of those with you. Accountability. Accountability is what I found to be one of the amazing secrets to success. What is a mentor? A knowing accountability partner. A mentor is someone who knows more than you and is helping you and holding you accountable to go and do it. Most successful people in this world have talked about the power of mentors. And in fact, if you've read Napoleon Hill, he talks about the power of mentors. Not only the power of mentors in the physical form world, but in the imagination, right? Accountability, I have found to be one of the most important things in achieving my physical goal. I couldn't walk a year ago. Now, I was about down to 130, lightest weight ever. Well, not ever, but I'm sure when I was a baby, I was lighter than that. Lightest weight in a long time. And now I'm up to about 160 plus. Muscle, I can run now. I couldn't walk. I was curious whether I'd ever walk, actually, during that wonderful physical therapy journey. But I'm so grateful. And it was my physical therapist that helped me get to the point where I could walk again. It was my doctor that helped me even make that possible. It was my brother that I hired as a as a personal trainer to help me build the muscle back and get to the best strength I've been in. I say all that to say, when we are trying to achieve something and we're not seeing it happen, we can get still and know, and we may get inspired to go ahead and hire that personal coach. Go ahead and hire that person to come and help us fold some clothes once in a while. The practical things in life, the community aspect, that element. But once again, it all starts with tuning in, getting still and knowing what's ours to do, and not dismissing that inspiration to help us achieve our dreams. This stuff is not only spiritual, it's practical. It's bridging heaven and earth and making it real so we can realize that oneness, that perfection, and that power. So may you realize it and be fulfilled in the process. Namaste.
So I'd love to share this song called That's Love with you and invite you to see us at the table. We've got a wonderful aligned relationships course coming up, as well as, I think, a retreat right in this area, right in Orlando. Is that right? October, okay. Thank you, baby. So October 1st through the 3rd, we'll be down here doing a wonderful retreat with someone you may know, Reverend RCA from Orlando. Incredible power, incredible force. We just had her on our live audience show in Atlanta recently. Check that out online too, Awaken Pillow Talk. But without further ado, this song is called That's Love. When your soul feels the passion, rises up in the magic, and when your joy overflows, and you're filled with compassion, that's love. That's love. What you see and what you learn, that's not the ultimate concern. It's what you choose to think and be, or feel the truth that sets you free. That's love, yeah. That's love. Allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your night turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul, yeah. What moves your soul. Alright. That's love, oh yeah. That's love. When you offer forgiveness and let go of resistance, when you seek to understand and you lend a helping hand. Oh yes, that's love. Alright. Allow it to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your night turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul, yeah. Hey, what moves your soul. Alright, that's love, oh yeah. That's love. Whoa. It's the reason for living, yeah. It's why you deserve it all. No, it's receiving and it's giving. Listen now, can you hear the call? That's love. Oh yeah, that's love. Hey, yeah, yeah, that's love.
Thank you so much. You know, you filled all of us, and I appreciate it so much, John. You know, and I neglected to announce that behind every very powerful man is a phenomenal woman. Kathy, would you stand, please? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, do we have any chaplains in the room today? There's Virginia. Thank you. We have our chaplains here. If anyone would like personal prayer, please come forward, and Virginia will be more than happy to pray with you. Oh, Jackie. Hey, how are you? Thank you, Jackie. And Wednesday evening from 7 to 8, we have a wonderful service that I invite all of you to, where the chaplains are present. We have prayer and music, so it really is a wonderful midweek pick-me-up. So please join us with that. Thank you very much. Now, it's time for our offering, but we are not passing the baskets any longer. So there will be ushers standing at the door when you leave to give your donation, your contribution, your checkbook, your credit card, whatever it is that you would like to put in there. But also know that if at this time you give monthly or there's nothing there, just put your hand over it and bless those offerings that are in there that provide the work that Unity of Sarasota does that moves out into the community. So there's never any reason not to just bless that basket as you go out the door. So now, I can't read what's up there. So we're going to do our tithe affirmation, which is there. Is it up there? There it is. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, abundantly. There you go. And as the blessings are going to be there, and we're going to just know that the gifts, we bless the gifts and the givers that have put their blessings in that basket and know they are off to good. And remember, as we give, so shall we receive. And Unity thanks us all, and we thank God within and all around us for that blessing. Now we're going to do our prayer for protection and followed by the peace song. So together, this is a powerful prayer, as I know you all know it. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And now we'll stand in